All right, B, this is for you. Should I go to school there? Sports management. Special thanks to Gav for helping me with the video production here. Inspiration from James from Invest Answers, as well as my friend Tony, who's going to be coming out with a YouTube channel called Island Man Abroad. Can't wait for that one. All right, here we go. The agenda, sports management overview. We'll cover this a little bit longer in this first video. The next four, we'll just kind of brush through it. Talk about the scoring system and the ranking system for the colleges that you selected. 5 schools, 1 per week. In the spotlight this week is the University of Florida. Upcoming is Temple University, University of Oregon, St. Louis University, and the University of Wisconsin-Madison. At the end, we'll take your weighted criteria and attempt to rank the schools based on pre-established criteria that we discussed and those criteria that bring more value to you and are important to you. So ultimately, these scores and rankings are subjective, but you can change them as you deem fit. So just go where you'll be happy and go where you'll be treated best. Let's jump in. Sports management. Different swim lanes exist in this career field. Which swim lane do you want to be in? We're going to talk about types of careers in sports management, the salaries you can get, but basically the sports industry needs highly trained professionals to meet the ever-changing economic and lifestyle growth patterns in tomorrow's marketplace. With the proliferation of both recreational and spectator sports, the sports management discipline is growing increasingly complex. As a result, successful organizations in the sports industry are constantly searching for leaders with specialized training. Hence, these swim lanes. As you can see, some of the different swim lanes are athletic development and coaching, which is a growing area, supply chain management, business development, contract law and sport agent, facility operations, how to run a baseball stadium, a football stadium, marketing and event manager. You basically can work at the professional, the collegiate, or the amateur/recreational organizational level. Here are some of the types of careers: athletic coach, fitness manager, corporate partnership manager, contract analyst. For these sports contracts, they have people that just analyze these contracts. Contract administrator, you can actually write the contracts. Sport agent, sport lawyer, sport marketer, marketing consultant, operations manager, so on and so forth. With a master's degree in sports management, you can specialize in other areas such as athlete development, high performance coaching, which is an emerging area, sports law, director of racket sports, so on and so forth. And as you can see, some of the starting salaries there, and I'll send you these slides because they're a little bit blurry in the video, but anywhere from 43 to 65K you can start out in this career field. All right, here's the school scoring and ranking process. This is something that you and I developed together to fit your needs and the things that you wanted to learn about. But basically, we looked at 7 categories and weighted them based on what was more valuable to you. Each category will get a score of 1 to 5, and at the end of the 5th video, we will rank the schools based on the scores. Again, the scoring is just subjective, based on as much objective information as we could find, but it's just a starting point. So you can change these categories, change the scores as you deem fit. But basically, it's school info. And attributes, what is the school known for? What were they ranked for? Is it a big school, small school, that kind of thing? Location and travel, how far away is it from where you live now? That's where we get a stronger weighting for schools in Wisconsin and Missouri, for example. That was one of the higher weightings that you gave the categories. Costs and funding. How much does it cost if you're an in-state resident or out-of-state? How far does a GI Bill go, etc. Program focus and requirements. This got another heavier weighting from you. So basically, how quickly can you get to a degree? How quickly can you get into sports management specific courses? How many general and state education requirements are there? Those schools that have a lot more general liberal arts state requirements will get a lower score than those schools that kind of get you into your specialization quicker. And then those that offer business minors and things that you can fall back on would also score higher. Internships, this is another area that you ranked with a higher weighting. How good is their internship program? What's the reputation of it? Is it paid, unpaid? Do they have a pretty robust network to tap into? Those kind of things. Is it a lot of time dedicated to it, a little bit? Do you have time to prepare? Those kind of things will be considered, but that's going to get a higher rating for you. Available sports programs. This includes varsity sports that you could participate in or you could watch. It also includes available intramural sports on campus that you could participate in throughout the year if you're a student there. Campus and community life, it's going to look at, do you have to live on campus the first year? What's the campus known for? How's the food? How are the dorms? How much crime is there? What are other students saying? Those kind of things. What is there to do in the area and the community? What's the weather like? Those kind of things. So those are the categories. All right, the first school is the University of Florida. This is actually not one of the 5 that you picked. You picked 4, but I had already researched this one because we originally discussed it a while back. So we're going to kind of use this as a test bed. And you tell me, give me some feedback on what maybe you want to see different or if this works for you. But so here we go. University of Florida, Gainesville, Florida. It's in northern Florida. Kind of southwest of Jacksonville. Public school, big school, 32,000 plus students. 31% acceptance rate. This surprised me. This is a very good academic school, public school. 89% graduation rate. They are number 1, according to niche.com, for college sports in America. Their sports management program ranks number 4 in the nation. The application deadline is November 1st. So if you're a junior now, you need to apply by November 1st of this year, going in, which will be your senior year. All right, location and travel costs. So this is, just looking at Google Flights real quick, a round trip ticket. You could either fly home or drive. If you drove, it would take about 2 days and $500. So that's $1,000 round trip. If you left at 8 a.m., you stopped every night at 6 or 7. One night a hotel, about $90 plus tax. Honda Pilot gets 22 miles per gallon on the highway. So you're looking at $300 in fuel. And, fuel and lodging, you're looking at, in food, you're looking at $500 each way. So it's $1,000 for you to drive home, say for the Christmas holiday or summer, for example. To fly, it's a little cheaper. Round trip is between $500 and $650, and they fly into La Crosse. So that's kind of what you're looking for, long holidays or breaks between semesters to get home. Cost and funding. This is where the GI Bill comes in. Basically, what I learned is if you go to school in any state, if you live in, like, say, Wisconsin, for example, and you go to school in Florida and you use the GI Bill because it's been transferred to you and your brother and sister. So let's say you use it, then they pay the in-state rate. So that's great news. So, and then if it's a private school, they only pay up to a certain amount. And there is a program called the Yellow Ribbon Program, which picks up the difference in some cases if the schools are enrolled in there. And you have to apply for it. And you have to apply for it every year for the years you're looking for. So in this case, in-state tuition, University of Florida is $63.81. And sorry if the slides get messed up here, but give me 1 second. So, GI Bill pays the school up to 4 years of tuition. So they also pay a housing allowance, which is $1,400 a month, and a book stipend of $1,000 per year. So basically, you're covered for the 4 years if you could graduate in 4 years or less, which that's the ultimate goal. Another thing you can do is take some of the general education and state requirement courses at a community college, at home, for example, and you could knock a lot of those out, do that for a year, live at home, and then start school, and that could probably save you at least a semester or two. You could probably do a semester's worth of gen ed requirements, or even 2 semesters worth, and go to Florida and still have a lot left on the GI Bill. It's just an option. Here is a sample semester plan. This is off the University of Florida Sports Management Program website. You can see, there's a lot of the gen ed and state ed requirements up front: psychology, algebra, principal macroeconomics, micro, principles of management, public speaking. And then in the second year, you get your first sports management specific course, SPM 2000, which is Intro to Sports Management. So a lot of these prep courses are getting you ready for the business side, the people skills, the interaction with other people, to prepare you to succeed in these sports management classes. Year 3 and 4, as you can see, you start getting into more sports management specific courses, and there's a lot more SPMs that are not listed here. This is just a sample plan, but sports operations and facility management, revenue generation in sport business and finance, legal issues in sport marketing, managing organizations in sport, risk management in live entertainment and sports. So they have some pretty good sports management specific courses, and then you'll notice there's an advanced career preparation, which is 2 semester credits, and that basically prepares you for the internship, which is an entire semester, which is the semester 8 of 8. General education requirements. So as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see. Let me check so you can see. 1 second. Nope, gotta zoom out. All right, so basically there's 36 total general education and state core required courses. And since you are taking some AP classes, you can actually get credit for some of these gen ed state courses by taking the AP exam. So I listed the classes that you're currently taking that you could potentially take an exam at the end of and get credit for those University of Florida gen ed courses. So American history, if you take the test and pass it, you can get credit for American history at University of Florida. That's 3 semester credits. Government and politics comparative, so you're in gov and politics at your school now, you could get 3 credits for that by taking the exam. English language and composition, another 3 credits, you pass the exam. Psychology, another 3 credits, so 3, 6, 9, 12. So basically, by taking the AP exam at the end of your AP courses that you're currently in, you could knock out 12 total semester credits, which is virtually close to a full semester. So that would take your undergrad experience from 4 years down to 3.5, and would save time, and it would also save money and save GI Bill that you could share with your brother or your sister as well. Let me zoom back out. All right, here we go. Next, the internship. So, key takeaways for the internship at University of Florida based on research. So it's a capstone course. It's a 12 credit hour experience, and they appear to take it pretty seriously. In semester 7, they give you a 2 credit course where you do nothing but prepare for the internship. You get to go through there. They have a robust database of potential internships with points of contact that you can call. You'll actually conduct an interview with somebody in the sports field of an area or a career field that you're really specifically interested in pursuing after college. You can sit down and interview them, ask them how their job is, and what it's like being in that position, and ask all the questions that you want. That's actually part of the prep work for the internship. They allow you to do the internship anywhere in the world, basically, if it's an approved internship. So you could go international if you wanted to. You have to pay for your housing, and you have to pay for your food, and you have to pay for your living wherever you do the internship. So that's good. One of the drawbacks I noticed, which I guess it kind of makes sense, so you have your own space to grow and you're not stepping over other students, but it looks like they only allow one University of Florida sports management intern per organization. So if you look at the Tampa Bay Bucks or the Tampa Bay Lightning, for example, down in that area, only one undergrad student could intern from University of Florida at a time, according to their program. They haven't laid out how their professors are supposed to help you and what the organization that you're going to intern with, how they're supposed to help you. So everybody has kind of responsibilities. They encourage you to learn different aspects of the company when you're working there. So you might, if you're working for the Bucks, for example, you might get into facility operations. You might do some event planning and get into marketing, get into social media, you get into ticket sales, food and beverage. You just kind of learn a little bit of everything. But here is a sample. It's hard for you to see, but it's a sample of their database, and they've got a ton of professional sports, mostly Tampa Bay, Bucks, Lightning, Rays, etc. But it's a pretty robust database, and they actually use their reputation as a number 4 sports management program to help the students. And so it appears they have a very good internship program that you could participate in. They're not guaranteed paid internships. Some are, some aren't. Available sports programs. So, of course, they have a ton of varsity sports there. It's a big sports culture. And then also they have a lot of recreational sports as well, which you could participate in as a student. So, volleyball, flag football, basketball, soccer. They got a ton of year-round sports you can participate in. Campus and community life. Safety gets a B- rating. There's more crime in Gainesville than you probably want around campus as well. Party scene gets an A+. So that could be a big distractor. Could be something you like, I don't know, but there's not a lot of great feedback of the students that live on campus. I don't know if the facilities are a little run down or kind of the safety and the party scene. I'm not sure, but Gainesville, pretty much, the main game in town is the University of Florida, the cafeteria. The students said the cafeteria food's good, but basically, less than 25% are in fraternities and sororities. Strong party scene. Not the best safety rating, a bad safety rating, and crime as well. Clubs and activities. There's plenty of clubs and activities to participate in. All right, conclusion. University of Florida is ranked number 4 for sports management programs, according to Niche. ranked #1 for sports programs in the nation. Good business background to fall back on. Accounting, statistics, management, marketing, public speaking, those courses are all required as part of your degree program. And, I imagine in sports management, it's a lot of networking, right place at the right time, opportunities, doors opening, doors closing. There's probably some karma and some luck to kind of getting into the areas you want to get into. So, if things don't work out right away, then you have at least a business background to fall back on. For example, I came across this financial analyst at USAA company in San Antonio, and I happened to see his bio, and I saw that he was a University of Florida sports management grad, and then he got an MBA, and he's working for USAA as a financial analyst. So he doesn't appear to be ever have gone into the wide world of sports. So GI Bill covers the entire 4 years. Strong internship program with a strong network for future employment. You don't have to live on campus the first year. Most schools require that you live on campus either the first year or part of your first year. It's academically competitive with 31% acceptance rate, and the minimum ACT, I forgot to mention this earlier, is a 29, which surprisingly was really high for a public school. And warm winters in Florida, probably a medium expense cost to get home for holidays. More crime than you want in a large party scene, which could be distractions. And the other key takeaway is it's a pretty big school with 32,000 students running around that campus. So, so this is kind of what the scoring kind of would look like based on everything we just went through. So on a scale of 1 to 5, the school info and attributes got a 4. They were highly ranked in a lot of areas, that you're interested in, such as sports management, strong academics. So they got a 4 out of 5. Location and travel, it got a 3 because if it was in Wisconsin or Missouri, probably get a little bit of a higher rating, probably an extra point. And, it's a medium cost to get home. So just got a 3 on that one. Cost and funding, 5. Everything's covered. Program focus and requirements. This got a 4. I could have done a 4.5, but we're not doing half points. But it does a pretty good job of getting you knee deep into sports management courses and preparing you for those courses. The reason why I didn't get a 5 is because with I think it was 30 plus credit hours of general education and state core classes. That seems, although probably common across the U.S., it still seems kind of high. With one entire year of the 4 is not really doing anything with sports management. So that's why I give it a 4. But you can give it what you want. Internships, I gave it a 5. They seem to use their reputation and their network to help students, and it's an entire semester. You have a class just to prepare for it. A lot of professional teams. You can go anywhere in the world and do it. I think it's a really good internship program. Available sports programs, they get a 5 across the board, whether you want to be a participant, you want to be an athlete, or you want to be just have fun playing intramural sports all year round. So it gets a 5. Campus and community life, gave it a 2 because I could have given it a 3 because there's a lot of sports that you can watch, but due to the crime and some of the comments of students that live on campus and the big party scene and not much to do in the town just besides the university. But so I gave it a 2. But hope you like the content. Let me know what you think of this video. Basically, the framework that we did will be used for the other 4 schools. And the next school on your list is Temple. Temple Owls. So we will see you on the next video. Thank you.